Great big deep breath in and a sigh of relief. This is the Daily Sigh, where every week at 6 p.m. Eastern, I break down what actually matters in business, AI, and entrepreneurship. It's all signal, no noise. And my hope is that I'm able to give you everything that you need to really feel like you get caught up. So you can tell me how well I do. If we haven't met, my name is Qasim. I'm a welfare baby turned self-made millionaire, and I help entrepreneurs who already have a real business but want clearer steps, better tools, and smarter ways to grow in a post-AI world. All of my content is and always will be free. My goal in life is to help you achieve your definition of freedom. You can get the Daily Sigh for free directly in your inbox by going to dailysigh.ai. Let's dive right in. So our top and leading story today is maybe the most exciting yet of 2026. ARM, the company behind chips, has launched a dedicated physical AI unit. And this is what we're waiting for, y'all. As small business owners, as entrepreneurs, we're waiting for AI to cross what I'm going to call the browser barrier. And as soon as we really begin to see physical AI and agentic AI, those are, what would you call that? That's the event horizon. That's when AI actually penetrates its way into our day-to-day. If you were sitting around looking for the biggest opportunity, this is it. It's AI integration, finding a way to utilize AI in boring businesses. And the more boring the business, the better. I'm running around trying to buy septic companies right now because I just really feel like, if you're a digital marketer or do anything behind a screen, my anticipation is that our days are numbered. And so getting our hooks into boring, more traditional businesses and then working towards AI integration, I think that's the key. And paying attention to some of what these companies produce. They're going to produce the tools, but they're not necessarily going to build what the tools can build. So I think that's what leaves us a little bit of room, let's say. Let's hope, fingers crossed. Counterpunch, the counterpunch to AI entering the physical world is it's making digital businesses absurdly easy. The thing that I think all of us need to focus on is the downregulation of SaaS. And this is, I would anticipate, only going to become more and more of a problem as AI gets better. If you've played with some of the vibe coding tools, things like Replit, Base 44, Lovable, you can prompt software the same way that you and I right now can go into ChatGPT and prompt a blog. If you haven't played with these, by the way, we have a free vibe coding community you can join. It's vcinc.ai. I'll drop it in the chat here, vcinc.ai. It's absolutely free. There's 1,300 people in the community. We teach you everything you need to know about vibe coding. The reason I think this is so relevant is the average business owner has something in excess of 160 different SaaS tools that they use inside of their business. And I would anticipate the vast majority of those being on the chopping block in some way. And that's a bubble that has in so many ways already practically burst, and now we're just waiting to see where the fallout is. You know that this is true because a lot of the M&A firms have down-regulated SaaS. They've actually decreased their buy box when it comes to software as a service. So a couple of points. Number one is I wouldn't start climbing a ladder propped up against the SaaS wall if you can avoid it. So don't go out there and start any SaaS companies. If you have a SaaS company, I'd start finding ways to turn it into SaaS and service, SaaS and community, SaaS and something else, because the SaaS by itself is going to be something that a 12-year-old can vibe code from their bedroom. My son is doing it, by the way. My 10-year-old is making his own video games right now. He uses Base 44. He loves it. My 8-year-old has a YouTube channel where he teaches people how to use, what does he use? Use Bolt.new. He loves that. So again, just be careful about over-reliance on SaaS. That's number one. Number two is for small businesses. When I say small, I say, sub 10 million in rev. SaaS used to be inaccessible to us in a way that really kept it off of our mental map. Add it now. Everything about your business can be SaaSified using some of these vibe coding tools. So you can really do a lot to increase efficiency, increase productization, increase scale, increase process management. If it used to be that we couldn't create custom software, we had to rely on other people's. That's not true anymore. So start looking at how the software can really enable an increase in the efficiency of your business. Couple of rapid fire signals. Platform risk is real. We're seeing AI sales agents banned by LinkedIn. Felt like LinkedIn was just an insane cesspool anyway. So the fact that they're trying to protect their ecosystem, I think, is hysterical. It's like too little, too late. And, clearly some people still use it. If you use LinkedIn messaging, I'd be interested in who you are and why you use it. Like, I can't open up my LinkedIn inbox without just a flood of just garbage. They're not even trying. It's not even like intelligent outreach. It's like, hey, Kasim, love your profile, buy my thing. So I don't know. That's one of those. I don't even know if they'll ever be able to revitalize it. And I see LinkedIn making a really significant comeback just in terms of its social feed. LinkedIn Messenger is burned to the ground, and maybe someday they bring it back. But LinkedIn as a social network feels like it's making a and not just feels. I mean, the data shows something of a resurgence, and I think a lot of that stems from to be honest with you, people's disgust of Facebook. Facebook got super polarizing, super political, and I think a lot of the people that didn't want to put up with that pushed themselves into LinkedIn, among other platforms. Another thing to be aware of is supply chain breakage again. Not quite COVID levels, but because of whatever weird economic war we're in with China. China. I'm not a political pundit, and I'm incapable of commenting on what those things are or what they mean. And again, with the Daily Sigh meant specifically for business owners, that does impact us. Start taking a look at. I like the Munger inversion test. Charlie Munger had some of the best advice I've ever heard in my entire life. It's what made him such a phenomenal partner to Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett was this perpetual optimist who just thought everything was going to be great, and Munger would go in and just obsess over how everything was going to go horribly. And one of the questions he asked, which I'll paraphrase, I'm going to get the specifics wrong, but the gist right, was if a motivated competitor wanted to destroy our business in 12 months, how would they do it? It's a great question to ask yourself right now today. If a motivated competitor wanted to destroy your business in 12 months, how would they do it? How would they go about it? What would they do? What strings would they pull? What would they say? Where are your risks? And when we talk about supply chain, for a lot of businesses, that's a big part of it. What is it that you rely on that can be disrupted that would hurt your business? And it's not just your business, it's also the businesses that you rely on. I've seen that personally in a few situations where nothing happened with my business, but it was my vendor who got absolutely nailed. And then suddenly that made a really significant impact on me. So I'd pay attention to some of those things. The other thing that's really interesting is the rise of automated recruiting. I think this is a huge opportunity for you and I. As these big business people are using AI the wrong way, they're using AI to do all the things that should be done manually, which is, this human to human connection. And then they're still doing manually all this stuff that they should be using AI for. I think automated recruiting is going to be repellent to peak performers. I think top talent's going to hate it. And so as small business owners, that really puts us in a position to go capture those folks, because now there's another level of analysis that we can compete upon. Maybe I'm not able to stroke this massive check or have a high rise with $12 croissants, but I'm going to treat you like a human being. And I think that's worth a lot to a lot of people. Quick note, I don't really know how this applies just yet, but I just thought it was interesting. The US quietly flipped the food pyramid, which is, first of all, great because the food pyramid started out as a con job. I would be interested in seeing where the entrepreneurial opportunities are there. We're now going for higher protein targets, full fat dairies back, which is awesome. Processed carbs and sugar are officially on the naughty list. It's funny that they weren't there already. This affects schools, hospitals, and institutions nationwide. So we'll see how much of an impact the legislative world has on what it is that people consume. The tech. So I want to try to do a tool every single day that I'm using that's actually making a big difference. And the one that I'd like to share with you, I'm not an affiliate or a shareholder, but go check out this thing called Fabric. Fabric is an AI note taker. I use Evernote every single day of my life for 3 or 4 years. And I just uninstalled Evernote everywhere, and I'm only using Fabric. And it's amazing. I love it to death. It's like Evernote, but with truly integrated AI. It also integrates all my entire Google suite. So when I search inside of Fabric, it searches my Google Drive, my Gmail, all my Google Docs, which is awesome. And it works on all my devices. It works on my iPad. I'm looking at it on my desktop. It works on my phone. The only thing that I hate about it is it's so unbelievably slow. Uh, and it's very inconsistent too. Sometimes it's fine, and then sometimes you like try to start a new note and it takes forever to get there. But it records meetings, transcribes meetings, captures everything, summarizes all of it, and then makes it all searchable. And I can talk to my notes too, which is really, really cool. So that's the tool time on Fabric. Let me make sure that I haven't missed anything that I thought was critically important. Um, no, I think we're doing. If I missed something in the Daily Sigh and you're like, dude, this was such an important story, why didn't you talk about it? Please let me know. If you let me know, then I'm happy to try to bring it back. Just message me on whatever platform you have to be watching on. Otherwise, follow me here, and I'll be coming to you every single day, 6 p.m. Eastern. The promise is that I give you everything relevant in the business world in 15 minutes or less. We're at 4:12 now, so I nailed it. Or 6:12 EST. If you want the Daily Sigh delivered directly to your inbox, you can sign up at dailysigh.ai. Otherwise, I will see you same time tomorrow. Big deep breath in and let out that sigh of